Since my friend moved from Hungary, I couldn't wait to go out and visit him at the beautiful island of Madeira. I've been waiting for this all year, and unfortunately as time passed, this epidemic got worse and worse. Everything was uncertain as far as travel. But I decided to travel and visit him at almost all costs. This journey was at once really instructive, hellish, an emotional roller coaster, and wonderful at the same time. And what happened exactly? We will find out in the next 10 minutes.
So guys, things complicated again. Portugal just made an announcement a few hours ago that only Portugal citizens with Portugal address can go to Portugal. I have none of that. Madeira has its own autonomy. They will have an announcement at 5 p.m. The problem is that at 5 p.m. I will be already in the plane. But I decided to go anyway, and God will decide what will happen. Hi guys, so here I am in the airport. I need to go through the verification, check into the transit, and I will let you know a quick update where I am exactly. Empty as fuck. There's almost nobody.
Well, how else could I start my trip than having 2 hours of delay before I took my first flight from Budapest to London. I arrived in London in the evening, but my second flight went from another airport, so I had a transfer. I had no other choice than sleeping in the airport and waiting for my next flight, which was at 4 in the morning. Let's say I didn't sleep too much. At this time, I still didn't hear any information regarding to the conditions for entering Madeira. Before getting to the plane, they checked my PCR test and let me in. That was it. I believe that I made it now. I'm in the plane and nothing can happen. I will finally get to Madeira. Well, not exactly. So my second flight took off from London in the morning, and getting closer and closer to Madeira, I could already see through the windows of the plane the shape of this beautiful island, without expecting what will happen to me. First of all, they made another new regulation during my flight, of course, same as applied to Portugal, that every passengers coming from the UK should be Portuguese citizens or having at least a permanent Portuguese address and a PCR test. I had only the PCR test, which wouldn't have been a problem if my transfer would have taken place at the same airport. But I had a transfer between two different airports in London. That's how I sucked.
I've been in Madeira like for an hour. They sent me back to London, Luton Airport. I talked with Blades. He was really upset as well. And here I am in the bus on my way to one of my good friends where I can stay for the night, and tomorrow I will check another flight so I can go back to Hungary, or maybe I will go to Paris, visit my siblings. That's the two options. Let's see what will happen. Later that night they announced that all the flights from the UK to Hungary were cancelled. So my only option was France, which was the only country who opened their borders to UK passengers from the next day. I was excited to see my siblings after a long time, and I found the only available ticket at 11 p.m. I bought it, and the flight took off in the next morning at 6 a.m. So I could forget about a proper sleep again, but hey, at least I find my destination country where I can spend my Christmas time. I headed up to the train station in Paris, I bought a ticket and took a train to Normandy. Good morning everyone. So I can't even believe I woke up this morning and I slept in a real bed, not in an airplane and not even in an airport. So I'm super happy and grateful to have my sister and his family in Normandy, so I can spend the Christmas here. Actually, it's a beautiful city, Honfleur it's called. So I'm going to do a little tour around the city. All the people living in Paris usually come here for Christmas, for holidays, because it's a wonderful city. So let's have an amazing day here in Honfleur. Anyways, it can only be an amazing day after this whole 24-hour trip around Europe, where in the end I finally got here to France. Super grateful. Everybody has its own little businesses, little shops. It's kind of like a city of entrepreneurship. I'm really in love in this place. I don't know, but These streets like this reminds me of the movie of Harry Potter. Really amazing how these buildings are made, the construction and the design and everything.
Doesn't matter where you are, you can always find a street workout park. So after 3 days without training, I took my cousins outside and had a workout session with them. During my whole time in Normandy, I had a thought in my head. I was a bit scared, I wasn't sure about it, but I always had that big desire for having a freezing cold bath in the ocean of Normandy, the North Atlantic Ocean. I've been practicing the Wim Hof method for about a year now, so why not bring my cold bath to the next level?
Alright, good morning. So this is the weather in Normandy currently. But I'm going to get a bath in the ocean anyway, a cold bath. So see you there.
Here we are, guys. The water is like 5 degrees Celsius. So I'm going to have a bath and using the Wim Hof breathing method, hoping the best. That's it. So I was not able to talk properly because I was concentrating to the Wim Hof breathing method. I don't recommend this for anyone. Like, I've been practicing this for about a year now, taking cold showers every morning, so this is why I'm able to go in the ocean like 5 degrees Celsius with the Wim Hof breathing method. So that was it. From Madeira to here, nobody thought that I will end up here in the North Atlantic Ocean. Goodbye.
Well, for final thoughts, I would like to say, always appreciate what you have and be grateful if you can travel. There's always options and possibilities, and nothing can put a limit on your happiness. Be an action taker and a passion taker.